accused of taking a doll at a store. The police chief taking action late today, and here's Marcus Moore.
Get out the car!
Tonight, new fallout from a tense exchange between Phoenix police and a family accused of shoplifting. The chief announcing she is firing one of the officers involved.
We wear this badge as a symbol of our commitment to a higher
Always
standard,
a token black
one that
chief
won't erode
of
the trust
police.
those we serve or tarnish the pride that is
Pathetic.
involved with being a Phoenix police officer.
Shocking cell phone video captured the encounter that happened on May 27th. You see two officers yelling commands at Draymond Ames and his fiancée. Inside the car, two young children.
When I tell you to do something, do it!
The incident unfolded after their 4-year-old allegedly walked out of a dollar store with a stolen doll. The couple were handcuffed and detained, but neither was arrested.
The couple is now suing, and the other officer who was involved was cited for cursing.
Cited for cursing.
David?
Marcus Moore tonight. Thank you, Marcus.
Cited for cursing. You see, it's stuff like this that continues to show you the system that we live in, the system of racism, white supremacy, the system of systemic oppression, the system of injustice that was built, designed for the dominant white society. It's just that simple. Like, here's the thing, and you can't solely blame these race soldiers in Phoenix, because something had to happen first for them to be called out, right? And it wasn't one of those incidents where, of course, anywhere you go, if you're classified as black, and according to the dominant white society, you're a threat. But the couple from Phoenix, Arizona, they're a very young couple, Drayvon and Aisha Harper, 22 and 24. They had their kids there. One of their kids was a 4-year-old who was in a Dollar Tree store or whatever, Family Dollar store, and their daughter allegedly stole a doll. And I saw the video. Looked like she had some kind of the child looked like she had some kind of toy or doll in her hand and walked out. Now, I do partially blame the parents for that, right? So I do partially blame the parents for that. However, did it really have to have, or did it really need to have race soldiers with excessive force arrest those two young adults for their young child stealing a doll out of a Dollar Tree, which is considered petty theft, which is, I mean, really, excessive force. Like telling a woman with a child in her hand to put their hands up, and then kicking the other guy, the father of her children, kicking him to spread his legs. Like excessive force. Of course, that's the same exact thing they were taught to do since the inception of so-called law enforcement from the Judiciary Act of 1789. Just to capture and or kill slaves. Point blank and simple. And they're doing the same thing. So, yes, I partially blame Drayvon and Aisha, but there was no need to have race soldiers come on site to basically not mitigate, but to force deadly force, not deadly, but very just powerful, excessive force for those two young adults just because their daughter stole a doll or a toy out of the Dollar Tree store. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I'm glad they're suing the police department. Sue them as much as you can get out of them. Get your reparations. I co-sign them for doing that. Everybody in terms of the couple and the children will be traumatically affected by this. So they need to be compensated for this. Bottom line, I mean, having a child in your hand and telling the mother to raise their hands up, that child who was involved in that will be affected by that for life. She's mentally scarred by that, right? As well as the other children as well. So they're all mentally psychologically affected by this. So like I said, I co-signed the lawsuit suing the police department, and also the fact that You have a token black police chief to make a public statement indicating why they waited 5 months to actually say they terminated the police officers involved. 5 months just to say that you terminated someone when the original the original sentence was basically, or punishment rather, was basically a disciplinary decision, right, for a review board. So the first officer got a written reprimand, and the second officer got 6 weeks unpaid suspension. 6 weeks unpaid suspension. So that's basically a 6-week vacation where you're suspended, but then after the 6 weeks you can go back on your job. That was the original intent, to let these guys get a slap on the wrist. So this so-called termination basically is a transfer. He's going to get transferred to another police department. He's going to do his damn job. They're not going to get the proper training to make sure that they have some kind of, de-escalation training or, training to make sure they're mindful of doing stuff like this. That's embedded into the system of race soldiers. That's embedded into them. So they're not going to be taught to de-escalate situations like this at all. He's just going to be transferred. The so-called police officers, aka race soldiers, involved. So 5 months to actually decide to terminate these race soldiers. Ridiculous, man. But anyway, man, those are my thoughts about the story. Leave your comments down below. Hopefully the couple gets as much money as they can from this police department. And shame on this goddamn so-called chief of police, this black lady. Shame on you for waiting 5 months to terminate these guys. And your original punishment was a written reprimand and a 6-week unpaid vacation. But still, suspension means you still got your job. So ridiculous, man. Anyway, leave your comments down below, family. Those are my thoughts on that. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at GMOGMediaTV. Until next time, GMOGMedia signing out. Peace.